Hello, my friend. I am savvy entrepreneur Clara Rose. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Clara Rose. As you can see, I have a guest in the studio today. I am super excited to bring an entrepreneur to the studio to talk about her new business. This is Chaila Genovese. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It is my pleasure. Thank you for taking time out of your, what I know is a very busy schedule, to come and talk to my viewers about what it is that you do, how you got there. And this is a super exciting one for me. Your company is Vein Shark.
Yes.
So people could probably go, oh, I know what she does. She wants to stick me with a needle.
Yeah, no one's ever happy to see me.
No, oh, but I hear that you're very good, and that is a big deal, a really big deal for people who get stuck a lot.
Yes.
Right.
Try to take the anxiety away.
Yes, absolutely. So you are a mobile phlebotomist.
I am. So I try and save people time, convenience, not going to the lab, coming to me. I come to you.
That's
Whatever's
awesome.
easier. I can come to your office. I've done it in the car. Whatever.
Like truly mobile.
Yes.
Like
whatever
on the
is
run.
easier is going to save you time.
Very
Sometimes people just physically can't make it there.
Right.
Had a bad day. Their parents are older. I can help you.
Got kids at home, whatever.
Yeah, things happen.
So now tell me, do you then take the blood samples to the lab for them?
Yes.
Is that how that works?
So
Okay.
I'll spin it down, or if they're close enough, I just drop it off at the lab.
Okay.
And that's it. And it goes right to their doctor, usually 24, 48 hours.
See, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. Because people are so time short in life, right? We're
There's
all
never
just
enough time.
running at 100 million miles an hour,
sure.
trying to squeeze things in, and to have your doctor say, "Oh, I need blood work." You're like, "Do I need to take off work?"
Yeah, even if it's just like they're trying to fit you in for like a last minute surgery and they need to just have something tested just to, before they could call me, and it would be easier to get in than to wait like 2 weeks for something. So everybody likes early mornings, so those
if they make you fast.
Yes,
Right.
so those fill up really quick.
Yeah.
So just weekends sometimes.
She'll come out on the weekend.
Yeah,
even.
Saturdays.
Wow, very nice. So I was a phlebotomist years and years and years ago. So when I saw your card with the little, Vein has the little syringe in it, and then the little shark. It's super cute. I love your logo.
Thank you.
When I saw that, I'm like, what a great idea. So where did this idea come from?
I just thought sharks, blood. We're in Florida.
Okay.
A needle, so I'm just like something different that's gonna like pop out,
right?
But not be scary. So try and make it like cute, different, but you'll remember when you see it. So
absolutely. So you were a phlebotomist, and then
was.
decided to become an entrepreneur.
So I started as an EMT.
I did that too.
I did. I was an EMT in the Bronx.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah, so a little bit different.
Yeah.
And then while I was doing that, then I got into phlebotomy as well. So I've been doing that for 20 years, drawing blood.
Wow.
And then I worked for a big lab for like 8 years, and it was just really, really busy. Yeah, it wasn't fun. Not a good time. Drawing like 50 to 70 patients a day. You get burnt out. Yeah, and then I just felt bad because I saw like a lot of patients waiting for so long. And I think that deters people from like aftercare too, because they don't want to sit there. You don't feel well, so maybe they won't come or they'll leave. So if I can be like that middle person, they'll get it done. The doctor is going to get the results. And I feel like,
I totally agree with you. Here, my daughter is a good example. My daughter is on blood pressure medication. She has high blood pressure, and she can't get her refill until she gets her blood drawn.
Right.
And so for her, it's like, okay, I need to schedule time off work so that in the morning, but I go to work at 8, so I have to schedule time off so I can get to the lab, so I can get it drawn, so that I can get my prescription refilled. And so she'll like procrastinate for weeks.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, okay, I've been out of my blood pressure medication for a month now. I'm like, go to the lab.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's not as easy as just popping into the lab.
Right.
Right? Because you got to go and sign in and sit and wait. And then she's a hard draw, so, they may or may not get her the first time. She should come back looking like,
Yes.
like a pin cushion or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it's an amazing service. Now, how does it cost-wise compare? Can you tell me how does that compare to going into a lab? Is it just about convenience? It's about the same amount of money?
So I just charge my travel fee, which usually is $45 to $50, depending on how far you are. I've seen people have to swipe their card at the lab for $100 and up for like a copay that they may or may not owe. So it wouldn't be, too much of an expense.
Difference.
Plus you're paying to travel, so you have gas.
Right.
You're waiting, you can't get time back. You're sitting there waiting. Maybe you're missing work, so you're missing money anyways that, you could be at work. So I feel like
it's cheaper.
I feel like it is, and it, it evens itself out, and you don't have that anxiety of just having to wait. What if the lab's running behind or something?
Right.
Now you're even later, and traffic. It's just so many like variables. Just easier just to do that, and you're done.
Schedule someone to show up at your office or at your home, and
And you're only paying for me to come to you. As far as payment, that goes through the insurance, and everything's the same.
So your labs and all that.
Yes.
So you just drop it off at the lab of their choice, wherever their doctor would like it
And even
to
if
go.
you don't have insurance, you can just order it online.
Oh.
In Florida, you can order your own labs.
Seriously?
Yes, and then
I did not know
email
that.
you the results, and you can just send them to your doctor.
I had no idea.
Yes.
So if you're thinking, oh, you know what, I'm just curious what my blood sugar levels are looking like, or my, I think my thyroid is like out of whack. You can literally have labs done.
Yes.
Without a doctor ordering them.
Without a doctor. Yep. You just go online, order them. You'll order them under my company. We'll set up a time, and then you'll get the results.
That is the coolest thing ever.
Yes. It's so easy, yeah. Sometimes people need, like they're in the gym, they need their testosterone checked, or sometimes insurance will only cover you to get a prostate test like once a year, but you feel you want to do it, so the insurance will cover it. You don't want to take that chance that it doesn't. You just pay out of pocket. Sometimes it's like $40 or $50. It's not anything crazy. And then you'll get the results. If anything's out of range, you're going to know. So then, and then you just give it to your doctor
and say, "Hey,
same thing."
I had no idea. Yeah. That is the coolest thing ever.
It's different. Yeah.
So that Florida's definitely different in a lot of ways, but that is a very cool one right there.
I think so.
I was at the doctor recently, and he said he was young, and he said, "A woman of your age, right?" It's like, a woman of your age, we really should start looking at your, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone levels.
Right.
We don't have to do it right now, but, if you think that you are curious about that, then we can do that. So if I'm curious about that, I literally don't even have to go back and get a script from him. I can just do it myself.
Just go online. The only difference is you would pay out of pocket versus insurance when you order for yourself. That's the only.
I pay out of pocket myself.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes people have high deductibles. It's January, February anyway, so it's going to be a high fee anyway. So
you haven't met your deductible at this point.
Exactly. And hormones are so common nowadays. I feel like they used to not test them as much until you were like 40 or 50. Now it's common for like 20-year-olds to be curious of like something that may be off. So just so many different things.
If a family member had something that was off, or several family members, you have a parent who has cancer or had cancer or whatever, right? Seems high blood pressure in our family is the hereditary kind of thing. So if you're curious, then you can just go and have whatever kind of tests that you'd like to have done.
Yeah, even kids, a lot of them now, they're getting tested. They have like all these like food sensitivities and stuff. So there's those testings that anything like that you can do.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a blood test.
Yes, you can check it.
It used to be like the scratch. They'd scratched your back up with a bunch of allergens.
Now they can do it just one vial of blood. They can do like 50 tests.
Oh, that's awesome.
It makes it a lot easier than to stick. I remember
back in the day.
They still do those too, but you can get that done. There's a lot of kit testings that the lab won't do for you. If you come with the box, I can do it, and then I'll send it out for you. like a lot of like hereditary testing. If you have breast cancer, that's big now, or any type of,
So is that like
cancer.
a marker or something they're looking for in a specific blood test?
Yeah, it'll see if it's if high or low. If you have that gene, it can detect it early for you.
That's a big deal.
Definitely.
What an awesome convenience. Now, can they learn more about all of that on your website?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us your website.
www.veinshark.com.
Okay. And so does it like walk them through how to do it, or did they need some guidance?
You can go online. You can either call the phone number, you can leave a message on the site, whatever is easier. And it comes right to me. Answer back. It's pretty simple.
Very cool.
You can pay upfront or the day of.
Okay. So if they pay up front, then they just pay online?
Yeah, I'll just create an invoice and you pay ahead of time, and that's it. If you already order the labs yourself, then that's already paid for, and you'll just print the script out.
Okay.
So
the day of, if they want to pay the day of and you show up, can you take their card?
Check. Check. I take check, PayPal, Cash App, anything. I have it all.
Okay. Look at how progressive she is. Had somebody ask me the other day, "Oh, do you pay with Zelle?" I'm like, "What?" It's like, they're speaking another language to me. And they actually named like 4, but Zelle's the only name I remember. Zelle and some other things. I'm like, I have a card. I could pay you with my card, or right?
I have so many apps now that I didn't have before for payment wise. I have like a million apps.
People just have all these different that I'm not sure how I feel about. Right? Oh yeah, just text that to my phone.
Right.
I don't even know, how does that even work? I don't even understand that.
You just
That's crazy.
Yeah, just link your bank account and they
to my cell phone number.
Yeah. That's it.
That makes me a little nervous. I might be old. I'm aging myself here, right? Like, I do have a friend she's actually my sister-in-law as well, but she's like 13 years older than me, and she refuses to put her card anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? She'll go to AAA, where my anniversary next month, we're planning a trip together. She went to AAA to buy her tickets because she won't put her credit card online because that makes her fearful. She's like, oh, I don't know what happens to it on the other end. And I kind of laugh at her with her. You know, she's like, I know, I'm just old. And then I catch myself saying things like I just said and think, I might be old too.
Just pay cash too. Some people just are more comfortable just giving me cash. That's fine too.
And you take cash.
I do take cash.
Right. Cash is okay.
It is.
Wow. So is there anything else cool that I might not know about different in Florida?
Oh, in Florida. I would say just IV therapy is big now too, as far as...
do you do some IV therapy?
I do. I just opened, it's like a little office in Holiday, and I'm working with a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
And if you're dehydrated, they have hangover remedies.
Oh, no.
Yeah, when COVID was really big, there was special, meds that they can mix, and you feel better, like low iron, if you're any of that stuff. There is like a cocktail for that to make you feel better. So there's, there's also that. I feel like there's so many, different things now that they can do. And
That's amazing.
She also can come to you too. So it's all mobile, or you can come.
That is amazing.
Yeah. I have some patients they feel more comfortable, like just not letting their family members know, like they're getting blood work done. So they'll come to my office and I'll do it there.
Nice. That's nice.
It's just an option if you don't want me to come to you, and they can do it there, and that's it. And they still get the results, same way, same thing.
So interesting.
Yeah. So
I did some IV therapy back in the day when I was a phlebotomist, and I always loved that part of it, that you can like instantly change someone's chemistry, blood chemistry, just by, even if it's just a saline bag, right? Hanging a bag and saying, this gets you rehydrated, and how it just changes. I want a cocktail, a bag that makes me skinny, makes me younger,
Yes.
and makes me feel awesome. Do you have any of those?
I'm sure there's one.
probably
It'll
one.
be out soon, I'm sure. Yes. I need
want
a
that
coffee. I need something like
There,
that. Just a
there you
coffee
go.
drip. Yeah.
Yeah, coffee drip. That.
Perfect. Perfect.
I'm totally the coffee girl, so I've had that joke most of my
Yes.
life. Claire just hooks herself up
Yes.
to an IV for that. What a cool business. So how long have you been doing the mobile stuff? I know you said 20 years.
I started the company last year,
Okay.
but I would say like December and January of this year, I just started to really like network, really go out there.
That's what it takes, yeah.
I got certified to do drug testing, so I've done a couple of colleges for like nursing schools. They need to get drug testing, so I can do that for them. I can either come to the school or they can come to me.
So employers can bring you in
yeah.
to do drug testing.
Trucking companies, anything like that.
Nice.
Yeah. For sure, that's good too. So
that's an awesome addition, because now you're able to come in and help an employer with something that they've had to outsource. I think that's awesome.
And my lab's always open after most labs close. You know, most people work after 3 or 4 o'clock, so they can't get there in time. So I try and stay open till like 6, or if you make an appointment, I can come later. So you're not stuck to that just early afternoon, because most people are working.
Right.
So it's like you can't get there. So I try and make it as
easy as possible.
For sure.
So 20 years before you moved. So 20 years doing it corporately, I guess is the right word, right?
Yeah.
Doing it for a facility, a hospital, or whatever. So you know what you're doing. You have lots of experience.
Yes, yes.
So how has is this your first venture into being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I was always, yeah, definitely. I was just always scared of like failing. Like, what if it doesn't work? But then how can I fail if I don't try?
That's true.
And I just feel like everybody needs blood work. At
So
some
true.
point in their life, like you need something. Right. So I feel like it's gonna work. It might take time. It's just letting people know that I'm out there. A lot of people don't know that that's even an option. So,
education.
Yeah.
Letting people know.
Definitely.
That is so true. I had no idea that you could order your own blood work. That's a huge selling point for people.
Definitely.
So then it becomes about getting the word out there, right?
Yes.
Exposure, letting people know that you exist, that you offer these things, and making the right connections.
Right.
For sure.
Because I'd say like a good also part of my audience that might not be able to make it to the lab is not going to be on Facebook or Instagram. So it's like trying to get to them.
True. That's true.
Maybe through their kids, grandkids, whoever's bringing them, that's also going to save them from having to bring them. Or sometimes it's hard just to get in and out of the car.
Yes, that is true. My mother-in-law lived with us a few years ago, lived with us for about 2.5 years. And the doctor's appointments like totally stack up. It's like, oh, we have another appointment this week? Like, what is this one for? Right? And then blood work is just one more appointment that you have to go to. And it's taking off work and going home and getting her to the appointment, to get the blood work, getting her home and getting back to work. So, that could be hours out of your day making that happen. And nothing she could do about that, right?
Right.
We were never offered any. Had I known that there was a mobile service at that time, I would have totally used one, because it would have saved me a couple, 3 hours.
Yeah, definitely.
To just do labs.
That's part of it. You have pre-op, post-op.
Yeah.
There's so much. Then you have the primary care, the specialists. There's so much to it. It's never just
crazy.
Yeah, it takes forever.
So since I talked to entrepreneurs, how did you start? What was like the first thing that you did? You're like, okay, I'm going to do this. Did you, sit down and write out a business plan? Did you hire a coach? How did you get started thinking into this entrepreneurial journey?
I kind of I just brainstormed. First, I'm like, let me find a logo. That took me forever to do. Like, let me find the right logo. And then the website. And then basically just, I would say like my audience of people, like, would I have enough people that would need this service? And then for sure, so I'm like, let me just do it. And then that's it. And also just working at the lab, I just saw like how hard it was for certain people. And they were like, ask me all the time, do you know anybody who could maybe just come to our home or something like that. And I
So
was
it
like,
planted a little seed in your brain. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's. And then you moved to Florida where, where there's so many elderly people,
Yeah.
right, who absolutely could benefit from your service. Now, as a business owner, like my husband and I own 3 businesses, so we look at things from the business perspective always.
Right.
But just from that perspective, that's huge, right? Having someone who can come out to your office, to your employees, that's huge.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. Yeah. I feel like nothing has been really negative feedback wise. I feel like it's pretty positive. So I just try and stay like, I don't even know how to word it, but I just feel like when I put it out there to people, just asking people's opinions,
They're like,
I always
oh,
get,
yeah.
It's a great idea. I feel like no matter who I ask, if it's kids, parents, grandparents, somebody benefits from it, and I like helping people. So I think like it's just
the perfect job for you.
Definitely.
The dream business, right? That really
Definitely. And I feel like it takes the anxiety away. Like I said, nobody ever wants to see me, but then when it's done, I think people realize like it's not that bad.
Right.
If you give them like a good experience.
Right.
Because it only takes one.
Plus you're coming into their environment. Right. Instead of them going, it's always a little unnerving when you go into a lab. Well, not so much for me, but I just had my blood drawn recently, and it was a new place I'd never been, and new people I had never seen. I had to wait, and all that stuff, and then the equipment and the
Yeah.
It's all can be a little overwhelming. So if you're in your own space, it's more comfortable.
And also, if you're a bad stick, or I don't want to say bad stick, but it's hard. Yeah,
hard
it's hard
stick.
stick. You have that anxiety because it's like hit or miss.
Yeah.
So if you know the person that's drawing you, you have the same, repeat person, it makes you feel better because you know what to expect. They know where to go. I feel like that also helps ease your mind a little bit.
Yes,
so
absolutely. And for some people, when I worked in the lab, we had regulars that would come in, for their proton test or, because they're on a medication and so they need to be monitored on a regular basis. It's not an option for them. They're like, it's time for your labs, and your prescription doesn't get renewed until you go get your labs. And those people are often all banged up looking because they,
definitely blood thinners don't help. Yeah,
they don't help. That's true. But if you're not good at it, and being a difficult stick myself over the years, I've had years ago I had surgery that they did a bunch of testing prior, and so I was like dehydrated from all of the testing and the fasting and the whatever. So the day of surgery, 27 sticks.
Oh my God.
And they ended up putting my IV in my jugular.
Wow.
So like I'm crying,
of course,
hysterically as they're putting in my, IV in my jugular because I'm a difficult stick and they dehydrated me, right? So that was super, it was traumatizing for me. So if you can eliminate some of that, I think that's such a big deal.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's brilliant business model.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay. We're just about out of time. I don't want to leave without talking about the entrepreneurial experience so far. How are you getting out there and letting people know, as a brand new entrepreneur doing this for the first time, how are you getting out there and spreading the word about yourself?
So aside from the website, there's networking groups.
So you're out in the community getting to know people? I
started calling some gyms to see.
That's a great idea.
I got good feedback from them. Just referrals. Once someone likes you, repeat customers, they'll tell someone, then they tell someone. And just physically just talking to people. I think people don't realize like how important like face-to-face really is. Like social media is big, but if you just talk to people, it's just...
And let them know.
Yeah. Treat that,
you're out there.
I think it's so much better.
Super, super cool. Super cool. Now, you're local to, we're in Pasco County in Florida.
Right.
People watch this nationwide, so you're not going to be able to help everybody, right?
Right.
So from a mobile perspective, how far do you travel?
Monday I have St. Pete.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I do Pinellas, Pasco, and Tampa.
Wow. So the surrounding, do you go into Hernando at all? Which
I
is above
haven't,
us?
but I would say like 50 miles and under.
Okay. All right.
So I could.
50 miles from Pasco?
Correct.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's, Hernando would qualify for sure. Pinellas, Pasco, Hernando,
Tampa.
Hillsborough. That's Hillsborough. Yeah. So you go quite a ways.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
If
awesome.
I can support any doctor's offices, that helps too.
Yeah.
Anything, yeah.
That's great.
Nursing homes.
See, I hadn't even thought of nursing homes. That's a great. Get hooked up with the right doctor for stat blood draws.
Yes,
right? 'Cause
exactly.
nursing homes don't usually have, like, especially the smaller ones, don't have in-house phlebotomy
Right.
that comes in from outside.
Yeah.
Might be a great way to
Yeah, there's
expand.
a lot of things.
So down the road, do you see it being more than just Shay? Right? Do you think you'll grow
I
and
would
become?
like it to be that, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you become a little more managerial and having some phlebotomists that work
Yeah,
for
definitely.
you.
That'd be great.
Growing? Yeah. So vein shark might become vein sharks, right?
Right. Why not?
We can send a shark your way.
Exactly. That would be great. Yeah. With
Okay.
time, I think anything can grow for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I think it's a brilliant business model.
you.
Okay. We are just about out of time, so I still have more questions, but we're out of time today. If someone wants more information, is it easier to just call you, email you, anything?
I'd say go to the website.
Go to the website.
Everything's on there. You can call me or send me an email.
Okay.
Right from there, and that's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming
thanks
and
for
being
having
with us
me.
today. I learned a ton, and I know that my viewers learned a ton as well. Wow, you can make a business out of anything that you're passionate about doing. That's the truth of it. So I just want to encourage you as an entrepreneur to get out there and make your dreams come true. And just as a savvy entrepreneur, I'm here to remind you to be strategic, be intentional, be savvy, and get out there and make it happen, my friend. I will see you next week.